trailer.
Oh my God, please help me waist deep in the river. Can you hear my plea? He says, son, you come like a beggar in the streets. You might make it, boy, but by the skin of your teeth, you might make it.
I don't even know whose side I'm on.
Breaking news. The riots continue in the streets of Detroit. Protesters rallying outside of Seraph Industries, one of the world's leaders in alternative.
In their tongue, he is Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
And the winner is...
Dead Island. The Dead Island trailer invokes powerful emotions of desperation and hopelessness. A perfect match for the feeling we expect from a survival horror game. Viewed by tens of millions, this trailer created an immense amount of hype, and also a debate between casuals about child violence in video games. In the end, the game failed to live up to expectations and ultimately serves as another warning to be cynical about game trailers. However, on its own merit, this trailer made the greatest impression in 2011.
Sort of Okay Deviloid for Developer of the Year.
Into the game. So that's version 2.0. The important part about it is that it's lots of new content, and it's completely free, and it's gonna be released on September 29th, coming up very soon.
I'm sure it's well anticipated, or people are looking forward to this new title, and so please look forward to more information to come, and look forward to several thousands of deaths when playing this game.
This is the 7th Mario Kart game for home console systems. That is why we decided to name it Mario Kart 7.
The full game to 100% offers. So Arkham City is a big game. So you've got like 25 hours to take down all the main villains in the main story. So that's one mode, I guess. On top of that, to 100% of the game, so that's doing all the side missions. That's takes you up to that.
Valve Corporation. For Valve, Portal 2 was their flagship this year, expanding on the original with new characters, incorporating new gameplay elements, as well as achieving cross-platform cooperative multiplayer. Valve is known for interacting with its player base, and actively encourages features that should be standard with today's technology, such as free DLC, developing map editing tools, and informative developer commentary. Valve still has their fair share of critics, but in 2011, they provided a polished AAA title, continued to foster their fan bases in TF2 and Left 4 Dead, and because of all this, they deserve the high-ranking title of being sort of okay.
How do you use the toilet?
You press E.
most capitalistic publisher.
And whatever the evolution of Guitar Hero
Guitar Hero
will be,
103.
They will always be successful. You look at Madden, they're probably on their 17th version of John Madden Football.
Right.
They'll be doing John Madden long after John Madden is no longer alive.
Right.
But I think that,
you have to ask yourself, how many users are there that are going to want to purchase a next generation Mega Man for full price? I don't know the answer, but I think the risk is too high.
I am not.
Yes. He's the reason why we're all here.
Yes, I am God.
Yes. That's right.
I am not God. Did I say I'm God on camera?
Yes, I think you did.
Yes.
Slightly deranged poop on your toothpaste. Although, I wish this could have all started when we all had a Commodore 64. Tom Clancy's poop on your toothpaste. There you go. Everyone do it with me. I said everyone.
The winner is
Activision. Long gone are the days of Activision publishing quality titles for the Atari 2600, with Bobby Kotick now at the helm. Modern Activision driving headline series like Guitar Hero and Tony Hawk into the ground with oversaturation and lack of innovation. Kotick and company ravenously bleed every cent from their games and destroy every chance of a healthy fan base. Not satisfied with already owning the most profitable IP in video games, Activision is now showing their ruthless greed by blatantly moving towards subscription-based services on Call of Duty, on top of annual costs and expensive DLC. Most worrying is their likelihood to succeed, and lead other gaming publishers to view this approach as industry standard.
Alright Publisher Award for Publisher of the Year.
Important news if you're an owner of Nintendo 3DS or just thinking of becoming one. And really, if you're neither one yet, what's wrong with you? Nintendo 3DS owners already know what it delivers.
That's not the thing. Our games are still going to be challenging. It's going to be something that you play when you grow tired of the easy peasy stuff out there and all the Facebook games and whatnots. That
the trailers themselves. So you make a trailer, to get people excited, and if you show people slowly deliberating over a puzzle, it doesn't make the world's most exciting trailer. So the trailers are kind of our most ninja staff members, cut together in an exciting way. The game is still,
The winner is
Valve Corporation. As a publisher and digital distributor, Valve has continued their strong history in 2011. If you happen to own Portal 2 on PS3, you were given free access to a PC copy. It was actually pretty encouraging to see a publisher promoting the game itself rather than just the platform it was on. Through Steam sales, they created a metagame with coal, coupons, and game trading, as well as encouraging players to play a variety of different games for additional bonuses. The main quality that sets Valve apart from other publishers is how they provide standard features for free, and any extra stuff is optional and can usually be earned for free, which is of course contrary to the trend of free-to-play cash shops and all that other stupid bullshit. Basically, Valve wins the Alright Publisher Award of 2011 because they're not total scamming douchebags.
Helper Award for terrible writing.
Don't you?
Why?
Because he said so.
I read the file. He's trying to save his own ass. He doesn't know what we want to know.
Wait, just hear me out. You want to bury me after, go ahead.
We don't need to bury you. You're already dead. He doesn't know what we want to know. We're on the clock.
Kind of character, and of course it wouldn't be Dragon Age without the snarky, sarcastic humor.
She fills her days making poisons and cake. Tell me you didn't try the cake.
How did he rise to power? How did he become the champion of Kirkwall? What's brought this about?
Never thought it would end like this, huh? Huh, Maria? Tom! No!
Which is why I brought the Elder Scroll.
Veldir, we agreed not to use it.
I never agreed. And if you are right, I will not need it.
We will deal with Alduin ourselves. Here and now.
We shall see soon enough.
And the winner is...
Dragon Age 2. Well, this does not surprise me at all. With the biggest winning margin of the awards, Dragon Age 2 convincingly took out terrible writing for 2011. Signaled by BioWare's switch to console as the lead platform, as well as featuring retardedly simple conversation wheels, Dragon Age 2 confirmed the downfall of their epic D&D storytelling. What we got to experience was Relationship Manager 2011. Oh! That sounds fun, doesn't it? Wait, no it doesn't. I don't want to play this video game. I never want to play this video game. Basically, it pigeonholed your character into entertaining a variety of low-quality fan-fiction romances, ranging from moody and boring to edgy and boring, as well as stupid and boring. It also featured a variety of stereotypical and cliché personalities, which of course meant Biodrones could accuse critics of bigotry and intolerance if they dared call out the terrible writing of Dragon Age 2. Since Hamburger Helper herself is currently on maternity leave, we can expect future stories and cutscenes to entertain bizarre birthing fantasies.
Wanted to have a story, but we didn't know how we were going to give story because we didn't want it to get in the way, because we don't like, pressing start in an RPG and seeing a wall of text about, 5,000 years ago, blah, blah, blah. In a lot of games, like AAA games or whatever.
We always talk about trying to build a game that is very immersive, that creates a world that you feel like you're a part of it. And the city hubs provide a lot of exploration possibilities. There's apartments to get into, there's emails to read.
It's all about spirited. How would you like a chance at smiting this man with the sword of justice?
You're asking me to conduct the interview, sir?
I am, young Phelps. You've only been with us a short time and you've assembled
I hope you brought something stronger than a portal gun this time. Otherwise, I'm afraid you're about to become the immediate past president of the Being Alive Club. Seriously, though.
Why are
Goodbye.
you looking at me that way? Do I have something on my face? What's going on in that head of yours, Witcher?
Oh, you know. Stuff. You could use a bath.
So could you.
Portal 2. Every entry in this category received quite a bit of strong support, but Valve managed to impress us the most with clever and interesting writing in Portal 2. The game explores the overall story of Aperture Science further than the first game, while still leaving us wanting to know more about if and how it fits into the Half-Life universe. An excellent balance is achieved between history and character revelation, comedy, and drama, showing Valve's mastery of using a silent player character. Oh, one more thing. A big thanks to Valve for not including another cake joke. Seriously, I didn't want to have to go through that again. All those goddamn 13-year-olds thinking that shit was totally hilarious. It wasn't. It was overplayed.
Blunder of the year. We're setting a new standard for failure.
Just hitting someone, not necessarily killing them, even though it's a smaller amount.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Even if you aren't the best player, you can eventually get there.
In fact, in Brink, you can level up without firing a single shot. You can play, for example, the engineer role, and just playing
Actually,
support.
very much like the beginning of the game. There's a conversation wheel, there's a dragon airstrike, you're a cool, badass warrior with spiky armor chopping Murlocs in half by the millions.
It was exciting. It was like, wow, man, can we actually pull that off? Can we feel...
No, what am I doing? What kind of sick motherfucker picks up wet feces?
They slaughtered us here!
The winner is...
Duke Nukem Forever. As a fun alternative to the dark and gritty id Software titles in the mid-90s, Duke Nukem 3D quickly became a cult classic and demanded a sequel. Duke Nukem Forever was anticipated for a few years, but it became a laughingstock due to constant engine revamps which were always behind the current tech anyway. The graphical advancement of this generation of consoles essentially ceased. At this point, 3D Realms really didn't have an excuse to keep delaying production. The publisher, 2K Games, dumped 3D Realms and gave the project a Gearbox to complete. Nobody actually expected or wanted this game to be released, and featuring completely mediocre everything, it was by far the blunder of 2011.
Press X to win the award for most awful gameplay.
Where it used to be that if you walked up to the back door of a car and there was no one else in the car, you would get in the car into the back seat and just sit there with no driver. We changed that. So now if you go to that back door and try to get in,
It's not
the
going to
character
take
will go,
over your
I-
control, but when you press the button, it just surveys the opportunities around you, and it will let you know if I'm running towards a crate, I can vault over the top of it. If I'm running towards the hood of a car, I can slide across the top. I can slide across a floor, turning sideways and shooting down.
Cover me! I'm throwing flash! You're covered!
Getting that kind of sense of getting into the heart of battle. So we went at a point, we have one motto on the team in terms of combat, and that's when you press a button, something awesome has to happen. So Button Awesome connected now in Dragon Age 2. The way you can play this game is you can play Dragon Age 2 one of 3 ways.
I don't care how it's happened. As long as I'm entertained, I'm entertained. Me, I love that it is not your simple just run around shooting things. I love that there are those cognitive, things you need to figure out. There are those moments where
The winner is...
Dragon Age 2. This is what happens when the developer of a story-based RPG franchise openly tries to attract the Call of Duty market. Combat in Dragon Age 2 feels like playing a mindless horde mode in Babby's first Flash game. Anything that looks even mildly interesting has zero player interaction. And it doesn't take long before it's back to pointless dialogue choices and button mashing. Shallow questing and repetitive objectives results in gameplay that falls flat on its face at every turn. You know, one time I met a homeless man and he said he was very hungry, and well, being the upstanding gentleman I am, I gave him a copy of Dragon Age 2. He proceeded to consume it. He ate the whole thing. Then he had horrible, life-threatening diarrhea. Unfortunately, he died later that night. The moral of this story is Dragon Age 2 causes homeless men to have diarrhea and then die. The end.
Actually, kind of fun award for best gameplay.
Get us some food.
Dark Souls. Dark Souls has a complex system, which explains very little and forces players to die, adapt, and die again. It features a wide variety of weapons and upgrade paths, all with distinct advantages, disadvantages, and counters. Single player, co-op, and PvP are seamlessly combined into a singular experience. It achieves a perfect blend of heartache, challenge, and fun. Everyone but the PC master race and the weak-willed should know by now why Dark Souls receives our acknowledgement.
Wait, hold on, I have to pee. Too high for this.
Hey gamers, welcome to the... God, that intro was terrible. Did you guys see that?
Welcome to Stupid Everything.
Can someone explain what that thing right there, the green arrow, what is that?
This is great. I'm glad I came all the way back for this bullshit.
What are we doing?
It's a
you put that in front of something if you don't want it to be funny.
Oh, this is dumb.
Oh, okay. So you just put that in front. Can I just put it in front of this whole fucking thing?
Yeah, you can.
Put down your Cheetos, fat losers. It's time to listen to the best gamers.
Yeah, we're gonna make everything
talk
better.
About all these losers.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, here we go.
This guy.
Speaking of losers, we got this guy fired.
We got this guy. Yeah, we got this guy
dead.
High five, guys.
Yeah.
Pretty good nominee. All right, yeah, Blue.
Who's this person?
I think that the girl should probably get the award because girls play the games.
I don't know who this is.
I don't know who this is. Who cares?
I think she's fat.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
How fat do you think she is?
I don't know. Not as fat as Notch, let me tell you that.
Okay.
Shit.
Probably not.
So anyways, you know, they ended up waiting like 2 weeks for us to give our part of the recording. And that's pretty funny. But you know, they don't have a fucking choice because we're the only reason they're watching this shit.
Pretty
hey,
much.
look, it's Tim Buckley.
Oh, that
Alright.
guy. Yeah.
Well,
Like I don't know why they're doing these awards like
Who is
so
this
many
guy?
months after the VGAs. It's
Yeah, I
not
know. We
relevant
were
anymore.
fucking there
Seems pretty
on
late
the
to
spot.
do it.
Well, didn't we get kicked off of? Who did we get kicked off of? We played too hard, and they
Well,
they had
it
to
was.
get us kicked off.
Well, they had to get the SWAT team, and then it was kind of there was
Yeah.
burgers everywhere in the aftermath. And why is Todd Howard on here? He's not a scrub.
I don't know.
You guys cried
Look,
so
they're really
much about
upset
the
that
dumbest
Skyrim
things.
did pretty good or something. I don't know.
Don't I own
Point-
Wait, when do I go?
No,
the point is
you
he's,
don't own this one. I'm
he's totally
sorry.
ruining gaming
I
or
will.
something.
You
Okay,
probably
here we go.
should. So yeah, apparently the winner of this was that I Just Teen girl, which I
Yeah,
never
don't know
heard of
who that
before.
is.
Uh,
I'm sorry, 4chan. It's not. They're not as relevant
Nah, yeah,
as I think they are.
That's stupid.
Yeah, why would she win when the other nominees were Notch and Tim Buckley?
Yeah, Tim Buckley. They couldn't pick Tim. Tim Buckley should be Scrub of the Year every year. What is the? I don't understand why this
So
is.
it's really neat that there's the award show for this. This is happening now.
Wait, guys, what are we doing? The biggest scrub?
Alright, listen, we got our own reward, because this is stupid, and we don't even know who that is. So
for the
True, but the worst part is that the biggest scrub of the year wasn't even in this. The scrub of the year started this.
Yes, no, that's correct.
This fat dork loser, whiny baby started this. It's the real scrub of the year.
So for the Best Gamers Scrub of the Year award, our nominees are the guy who organized the VGAs.
He's fat.
Yeah, and who's the winner?
The winner is the guy who organized the VGAs.
Oh, that's Hooks on that. Wow,
He's so
how perfect.
fat.
That's
I
a very
think
good
that's
pick.
great. Here, play the recording.
Let's look
Yeah,
at him.
wow.
So basically, I'm in a sort of purgatory between all positives, all negatives, and I'm getting hated by everybody for doing it. And this is the exact reason why we never manage to get anything done any other time. Because you all start going insane and having fits because people aren't doing things the way that exactly you want them to be done. So, really, I'm not going to say that I don't give a shit because I do care about what people are saying, but at the same time, we can't just kill the whole idea because some of you are getting annoyed and want the fucking best gamers or some pricks like that to do something. And so, it's going to get done, regardless of what you say. And I'd like it if you could at least come to some sort of conclusion instead of just getting mad.
Fucking whiny
Let's
faggot
go to the
crying over
recording.
4chan because it didn't.
Hey, Steve, fat, smelly nerd.
You all know I have social anxiety and I can't handle this kind of shit over the internet.
Why is he crying to 4chan that they're being too mean? Does he not know how 4chan works?
Look, obviously we are pricked because we did something to piss him off. I guess it's probably because we're more important than he is.
such a bitch!
No,
Oh,
this is
you're
how
right.
you treat
Oh,
all
you
your
nerd.
guests. You invite them to your award show and then you call them pricks, and then you cry that it's too hard.
That's how they did it at the VGAs.
Look,
Everyone
he
hurt
had a
his
hard life.
feelings.
He's gonna scrub his whole
Wait,
life.
oh
and he
wait, are
just
we
can't deal
are
with
we
this
recording
shit.
it now?
Alright, I think this is a wonderful pick for Scrub of the Year. You know, I'm surprised
so.
that, you know, this would be the winner.
I'm glad
But,
all the voters, being us,
Yeah.
decided that he won the Best Gamer Scrub of the Year.
That's
He
great.
can
I didn't
come live
think
in
the
the
Nerd
scrub
Chan
pit
Award
now.
show would have a winner that was actually worthy, and you proved me wrong. That's fantastic.
That's good. So gamers, thanks for watching this segment of the awards, and you can stop
You don't have to
watching.
watch anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, you're done. You can stop
Yeah.
watching this award
Watch
show
anymore.
right
The good part's over.
In summation,
now.
You just leave.
4chan
Yeah.
is
Get out of here!
Go! Get the fuck out of here!
Who gets to hold the award?
Rehash Award for Least Improved Sequel.
Altair was raised, so there is a connection we can make between Altair and the last Ezio. He has to blend into the new setting. So during his journey, I think he tried to live the life of Altair. Ezio in Revelation is more like an old wolf.
Nice
It's more
when we build
focused
our
on
Battlefield
this guy.
games is actually look at our own games, because Battlefield is a sport for us. So we see it as something in the core that we can't change because we don't want it to change, because that would then turn into another game. So we always look back at
Modern
our
Warfare
history.
3 multiplayer reveal is pretty exciting for us. We really reimagined multiplayer in the
Call of Duty space with a refinement on the things that we're working and innovations and improvements. I think people are really getting excited.
From Origins, we're playing the game and going, oh wow, I see what you did here. It's almost hard to communicate how much this game still feels like Origins despite feeling completely different.
We're trying to make a game that...
He's trying to make himself look like a girl, isn't he? Glasses and everything. Oh, he's got high heels on as well. Oh my god, how gay. Well, it's quite a busy street, isn't it? Lots of people.
Modern Warfare 3. This right here is evidence that bro gamers really are willing to order up the same shitty meal every year. Modern Warfare 3 completely crushed the competition for Rehash of the Year. The only thing added in this iteration of the Call of Duty franchise was the ability to give Activision even more of your money for no reason, by paying a subscription fee that allowed you to experience features previously considered standard in FPS games. Despite all of this, the game broke a bunch of sales records and there are no signs of this trend stopping.
Reddit Award for most hated fanbase this year.
For the individual bee, it's a suicide attack. The bee's stinger and part of its abdomen will be ripped from its body when it pulls away. But the defense of the colony is the only thing that matters.
Biodrones are defined by their inability to acknowledge clear criticism about the numerous faults in BioWare games and will constantly make absurd statements to justify their fandom. Think a game is too expensive?
BioWare should be charging double. They're actually being generous.
Just want to play a video game without a bunch of romantic bullshit?
What are you, some sort of homophobe?
BioWare themselves have become entwined in a downward spiral due to the isolation with their own fans on their forums. They may never return from their fall from grace unless all the Biodrones snap out of their fanatical post-purchase rationalization complex.
Audiophile Award for Best Sound.
Hollywood as a guideline or something. I know many people do that, and it's just following what film does. But games is games. So it's pretty easy artistic choice to go with a more documentary or more real.
Sound designers happened to have a really bad cold, so we locked him in a room and recorded him for a couple of hours just wheezing into a microphone, and then layered all of that up, added some mechanical sounds to it, and that's the sound of the Sprawl breathing bag getting sicker and sicker.
Battlefield 3. The sound team on DICE have done a great job of recreating realistic and immersive soundscapes in Battlefield 3. Freshly recorded at a military facility, the game features crisp, bright samples brought together by a technically brilliant sound engine. Ambient noises are layered beneath active vehicle and weapon sounds, and it all comes together to provide a hyper-realistic sensation of wartime audio.
Eargasm Award for Best Soundtrack.
Home, I see your star. You left it burning for me, Mother.
Complementing the compelling story of Bastion, the soundtrack has a unique flavor, fusing down-tempo electronic with bluegrass and Hindustani classical, among others. It was a risky choice for Darren Korb, departing from traditional RPG soundtrack styles, but he and the development team committed to it completely. Hitting the right emotional chords during gameplay, players are kept in tune with frantic battle sections and touching storyline moments. Listenable on its own merits, the Bastion soundtrack gives us the greatest eargasm of 2011.
Teabagging Award for Worst Video Game Related Event.
What? When I emailed your mother. I beg your pardon? To say thank you for the sex? I beg your pardon?
Oh yeah, you do remember that. He came round.
Yeah,
you made him a cup of tea.
Am I going to have to call you daddy?
In your dad.
By Charlie Sheen, will.i.am, and many more surprises. With music from Deadmau5 and the Black Keys. And Jerry Rice reveals the new cover of EA Sports NFL Blitz. It all happens live at Spike's Video Game Awards, hosted by Chuck Zachary Levi. Live on both coasts tonight.
Hey there, my name is Puppet Player, and I'm presenting the Teabagging Award for the worst video game related event. And the winner is the Spike Video Game Awards. The Spike Video Game Awards are terrible, and everything connected with it should burn in a giant fire consisting out of all Spike hosts ever. But but I somehow feel that I should defend them. Don't get me wrong, as a gamer, I don't feel my taste in gaming being represented properly by the VGA, but I realized something. I realized what the VGA really are, and now I'm not angry anymore. The VGA are a giant advertising campaign and nothing more. I don't think anyone who would call himself an experienced gamer can take the show seriously in any way. It's like the Academy Awards, just worse. It tries to represent the taste of the mainstream customers, and that's, ladies and gentlemen, where the money is. And everything is about money. The Spike Video Game Awards are showing us, hey, look at us. Video games are cool, we are cool, and you are cool because you like video games. And the brainless masses are happy. There are a few people who criticize the VGA for being not representative for gamers, but here are the shocking news. They are. At least for many. Not for me. Perhaps not for you. But for many people. Please, don't throw your PS3 out of the window, cause there's no hope for true gamers. We need the VGA as much as we hate them. Without mainstream, video games would be doomed. I predict 2, 3, perhaps even 4 years of mainstream domination. Then, even the seemingly brainless masses will look in another way. Look at more interesting games, more interesting concepts. And the market will do what a market has to do. It will adapt. And great games will be produced. Of course, the VGA will still show the most mainstream games there are, divided in stupid categories presented by douchebags or people that know nothing about video games. But who cares? As long as I still see interesting games out there, I'm able to ignore the VGA completely. And you should do this too. Have a wonderful day.
My eyes are bleeding! Award for worst graphics.
Minecraft. 2 years ago, we maybe could have forgiven Notch for his shitty programmer graphics in the low-budget Minecraft alpha, but given the community investment of hundreds of millions of dollars in the concept, we cannot forgive Mojang for the retail release that updated absolutely nothing on this front. Looking worse than any game it could ever claim inspiration from, the visual style of Minecraft is bland, unappealing, and, well, just plain lazy. The best visual moment is when you're deep inside a cave with no light source and you can't see a goddamn thing.
Stylus Aesthetics Award for Best Aesthetics and Art Style.
Fragments of the old world. You bring them back. And together, we're gonna build something grand. And remember, you ain't in this alone.
Bastion provided us with a rare treat in 2011 by introducing a palette of more than just 3 colors. Not only this, it painted a range of moods, resisting the trend to identify with established styles of grimdark, brown and bloom, or pure rainbow. Building on interesting and original characters, monsters, and landscapes, we're shown a rich, engaging world that's sometimes surreal and sometimes gritty. It's very clear that painstaking effort was put into these visuals, and because of that, Bastion earns the honor of stylish aesthetics.
Graphics Cat Award for Best Technical Graphics.
Al-Bashir is about to have a really bad day.
Battlefield 3. Battlefield 3 narrowly came out on top over strong competition from The Witcher 2. A combination of the impressive Frostbite 2.0 graphics engine and a commendable amount of effort from the artist results in insanely detailed visuals. DICE has proved that development for PC as a lead platform can produce outstanding results. Meanwhile, scaling down for consoles can produce somewhat successful results. Regardless of those retarded ragdoll glitches, the sheer quality and definition of the assets and animation set Battlefield as our winner for Best Technical Graphics.
Activision Award for Crimes Against Gaming.
Of this video, Capcom has cancelled Mega Man Legends 3 and the prototype version for eShop and 3DS. This sucks, as you may well know.
This is a message to
game.
EA Games. You suck. You suck. I'm not. We can't buy the games on the Steam. What do you think? I played EA Games before you were born.
PlayStation Network.
To all the customers who registered with PlayStation Network or the Curiosity service, and who have suffered from the possible leakage of the personal information on their accounts, we deeply...
We'll dig up the box. We know it's full of precious booty. Bust open the locks, and then we'll say hooray!
Play Ubisoft games without DRM.
You are a pirate.
Weigh anchor! Being a pirate is horrid to be. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free.
EA's Origin. Using Battlefield 3 as a shoehorn to force Origin onto the gaming community, EA has truly created a monster, essentially a hideous version of the generally well-liked Steam. Many horror stories of abysmal customer support exist, where the customer support are either too ignorant, unwilling, unauthorized, or just too stupid to fix the problem. The software launched with the ability to scan computers, and forced users to allow this if they wanted to play the games they had paid for. EA is really trying hard to dethrone Activision as the company saying "fuck you" to gamers the loudest, and with Origin they're one step closer to being the biggest douches in the universe.
Stalker Award for least convincing voice acting.
I have many sick and injured here, mate. They're crazy with fear. Tell me where you are. Where are you? You there, mate? Hello? Hello?
I mean, of course you can. You can do anything. Duke! Pull the brake! Come on!
Both maturity and fertility. The size of my bust equates my aptitude as a goddess. With such logic, it can be said you and Neptune are the least fitting.
The hell's that?
Listen
to
the
that
squad's
crap
achievements until I took office. Your service to the Republic has been truly remarkable.
For your meritorious actions and unequaled valor in service of the Republic, you are hereby awarded our highest honor.
Wait,
Something's wrong.
you don't want to go up there. A dragon! It's attacking!
Well, I don't know. Not yet. It flew over the town and landed on the old dragon mound. I don't know what it's doing up there, but I'm not waiting around to find out. Come on, hurry.
The winner is...
Star Wars: The Old Republic. The primary innovation BioWare touted about Star Wars: The Old Republic was the comprehensive voice acting for every line in the game. Now, admittedly, the performances of the individual actors may not be as terrible as in some other games, but several factors caused shit to seriously hit the fan. The focus of much of the pre-release development commentary, and the purported millions spent achieving it, set too high an expectation for a nice-to-have feature that nobody really cared about. I mean, seriously, nobody cared. Other aspects hindered the impact of the costly voice work. Conversation wheels caused cutscenes to feel disjointed and jarring. Scriptwriters naturally turned Star Wars into another BioWare romance simulator. And of course, switching voice actors for the same character in the middle of a goddamn cutscene. What really set the voice acting in the Old Republic below the rest is the overcompensation of resources toward an ultimately disappointing gimmick, which resulted in a gross neglect of the rest of the game.
Makes everything much more powerful. We see games as an art form, and we want to create a story that rivals cinema and novels.
Who's calling the shots here?
I'm Captain Revenant Orzik. I'm pretty sure I know what this is about. For the record, I take complete responsibility for my actions.
You disobeyed a direct order from Grand Moff Kilran.
Yes, I had no idea he'd respond this brutally. Maybe he just hates me.
You're listening to these characters, and you're chatting amongst them, and you're playing.
Golden Voice the best voice actor.
The dead ain't gotta worry about this mess. Our world, she's done. But there's a way to put her back together. So better get ready.
The basic foundation was there, but you could go into much scarier, more sinister areas that you never would go into in the cartoon just because you had to match the visuals.
Charming, gallivanting hero though. Tends to get into situations.
But what attracts Drake to Elena?
Who?
Yeah, you gotta finish that part.
Oh, Elena.
Yeah.
Is that the blonde one?
Yeah.
Oh, I think
voice for
attracts
Portal 2, and I thought, oh, that's interesting because I've done voiceover for animation. I really enjoy that. It's like a fun, interesting thing to do. You only get to use your voice, so that's quite exciting. And so I said, yeah, why not? And then I started mentioning.
You are more than human. We've got to get him back, Adam.
You said Taggart is speaking at the convention center right now?
Bitch even sent me an invite.
His aide sent me on his
The winner is...
Stephen Merchant. A newcomer to video game voice acting, Stephen Merchant beat Mark Hamill just enough to take out Golden Voice of 2011. A very engaging and funny performance as the Wheatley personality core in Portal 2 were treated to proper character development, well-timed wit, and a wide variety of expression. Merchant completely nailed his performance and is awarded with a well-deserved win in this category.
Standing in these, in a little studio, a little booth like this, but you're pretending to be a robot in like a space station shouting down gantries.
Here's an interesting story, you might like this. I almost got a job down here in manufacturing, but guess who the foreman went with? Only an exact duplicate of himself, nepotism. Ended up giving me the worst possible job, tending to all the smelly humans that sorry about that, that just
Best Voice Acting Award for Best General Voice Acting in a Game.
Hamill and I are doing shows together, live, the animated shows. We have each other to feed off of. We can improvise together. We can do a lot together. We keep each other fresh, and when you're alone, it's very hard.
His emotions he keeps purposefully, he keeps inside him. So when you get to a point where you have to show something that Adam's, where it's not yelling, or it's not something that's obvious, it gets very tricky to play him.
When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad! I don't want your damn lemons! What am I supposed to do with these?
Take the lemons.
Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day.
So it's true. And here I feared that you would ruin it all. I am Letho of Gullet. I'm a Kingslayer.
Joke's over. Unbind me. Just one of our, I think it's called Best Buy store, and I was picking something up for my son, and we're talking to this guy about an iTouch for my little boy because his broke, and I wanted to see if they could fix it. And we're talking, and he just keeps looking at me, and he says, "Do you do voice work at all or anything?" And I just happened to look to my left, and there was, the boxes of Uncharted. I said, "Do you play games?" He goes, "You're Nathan Drake." I mean, it was, it's.
Portal 2. By an overwhelming margin, Valve's voice team for Portal 2 was our best of the year. The game features the voice talents of Ellie McLean as GLaDOS and the Sentry Turrets, J.K. Simmons as Cave Johnson, and newcomer Stephen Merchant as Wheatley. Each actor presents a superb performance of the well-written dialogue, and the casting and voice direction is pretty goddamn excellent. Each character portrays a range and development of convincing emotions throughout the game, which is pretty impressive and challenging considering the majority of characters are non-human. With Portal 2, Valve proves that quality voice acting is achievable, and we hope other studios take their lead. and weave it in as a subtle but powerful enhancement to their games.
I think we can put our differences behind us. For science. You monster.
Most interesting new IP. For the IP we want to see more of.
Now, sit tight. It'll be over soon. No matter what happens next, you're done good.
Bastion. Not just a new IP, but the debut game from Supergiant Games, Bastion is a fresh new title, which defies a lot of industry standards. Made by a team of just 7 people, it's obvious there was a huge amount of effort and passion that was put into each area of development. The cohesion and quality in these elements allowed Bastion to come out ahead in a category with a lot of strong competitors. In some cases, video games can be considered art. And according to a lot of people, this is one of those cases. We're interested and hopeful to see if Supergiant follows this masterpiece up with a sequel of some kind.
Most hated game of the year. The game we hated the most.
Come for you.
I believe you lost this somewhere.
You did this. Without being begged and thrice paid. Interesting.
I believe you lost this somewhere.
So, this is me starting. I don't even know how I walk. That's sad. Oh. Okay, so I guess that is what Google's for. I don't even know how to get off of this.
And the winner is...
Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age 2 managed to be awarded with Most Awful Gameplay, Terrible Writing, as well as being runner-up for Worst Graphics and Least Improved Sequel, all of which will be aggressively defended by our most hated fan base. What made Dragon Age 2 especially susceptible to our intense criticism was that it was an overwhelmingly disappointing change in direction to its prequel, which had given us hope for the future of Western RPGs. It also marked the corruption of another developer with a well-liked history, adding to the growing feeling of dread about the future of video games. Seriously, what a piece of shit.
Least hated game of the year. The game we hated the least.
Hello again, it's been a while. When I watched Spike's VGAs, I remember just feeling terrible. It was a deep down feeling, disappointment perhaps. The reason for that feeling wasn't the production values, or the guests, or the winners, or the awards themselves, none of that. The reason was that it was an exercise in everything that makes people look down on gaming, making them think it's childish and an inferior form of entertainment, an opinion that is just wrong in every way. So, we decided we could go it alone. I'll admit, the beginning of it was a little anarchic. We didn't really have that much of a plan, so it took a little while for everything to get going. Part of the reason why it's taken so long for it all to culminate, as it were. 2011 was an interesting year for gaming. I wouldn't necessarily say the best. The games industry has possibly hit a bit of a wall recently. We saw some very good games in 2011, don't get me wrong. A lot of good indies, a couple of good AAAs as well. But most of those were just stars in a cloudy sky. We really need a renaissance in gaming. I guess that's all I have to say. I hope you've all enjoyed the show, I know I have, but maybe I'm a little bit biased. Nobody's ever going to like everything we do, hate abounds in places like V, but hopefully we can come together and say that this was at least not as bad as it could have been. And I suppose that's something to celebrate. Now, in the words of the great Gabe Newell, thanks, and have fun.
Deus Ex Human Revolution. Deus Ex Human Revolution was hated a lot before release, with many aspects of the previews complained about. However, upon release it received a very positive reception, with almost everyone changing their opinion and renewing their faith that AAA titles can still be good. This was shown by overwhelming support for a nomination and a landslide in the votes. A lot of people expected Monster Girl Quest to take this out. Anyway, Deus Ex Human Revolution is the clear winner here, and deserves appreciation for giving us the least to hate about it.
Wait! We forgot one! The VY Canis Majoris Award. was a big year for our Gaben. Seen as the incarnation of Valve, in 2011, Gaben broadcast a tongue-in-cheek fuck you to Ubisoft and their claim that PC piracy hurts their bottom line, scared us with his knife collection, and managed to get people in a frenzy over digital coal. Turning 50 in 2012, we hope Gaben is taking steps to reduce his risk of heart disease so he can live to see the release of HL3 and we can bask in his giant luminosity for years to come. Oh, and his eyes won. Bye-bye! See you next year!